From the sidewalk, this looks like a quiet suburban home. But step inside, and you're entering a highly engineered, sealed-off hazardous material zone. The target here is a common building material known as vermiculite insulation. To the naked eye, it looks like harmless pebble-like gravel, but under a microscope, we can see it conceals jagged asbestos fibers that easily break away and become airborne. If a crew walked in with sledgehammers and started tearing down walls, those invisible fibers would instantly scatter. A localized demolition would immediately turn into a property-wide contamination disaster. To stop that from happening, abatement specialists construct an entirely isolated environment. They effectively build a sealed plastic building right inside the existing structure. We're going behind the heavy-duty plastic with Kevin, an expert from Prairie Asbestos, to see exactly how his team constructs this temporary fortress. Ripping out old materials is easy. Ensuring not a single fiber escapes requires strict, unyielding environmental control. The only entry point into the active work area is the strict 3-stage decontamination unit. Think of it as an industrial airlock. The sequence starts in the clean room. This is the final baseline safe zone where workers suit up, and it remains completely isolated from any potential exposure. Moving forward, everyone must pass through the shower room. This acts as the physical barrier separating the outside world from the hazard zone, and it serves as a mandatory rinse-down checkpoint for any gear or personnel exiting the site. Because this specific house has the water shut off, Kevin's team adapted by bringing in a specialized camping shower setup. The protocols are maintained with 0 exceptions, even when a site lacks basic utilities. Finally, we enter the dirty room. This is the last staging area where contaminated gear is discarded, mere inches from the active hazard. This linear, rigidly enforced progression guarantees that toxic material cannot cross-contaminate the clean environment on the other side of the plastic. Stepping past the final flap of the airlock, we enter the hot zone. The space feels claustrophobic, wrapped entirely in thick, heavy-duty polyplastic. But there's a deliberate gap in the armor. While all of the vertical walls and floors are hermetically sealed, the ceilings above are left completely exposed. That exposed ceiling solves a major safety risk. Sending workers into a cramped, unventilated attic space to dig out toxic vermiculite by hand is incredibly dangerous. This animated cross-section shows the alternative. By pulling the ceiling down from below, the crew lets gravity do the dangerous work. The hazardous debris drops out of the cramped attic and falls directly into the plastic-sealed containment box. By relying on basic physics to bring the bulk of the hazard down to the floor, the crew drastically minimizes their own direct exposure to the material. Dropping an entire ceiling full of insulation generates a massive cloud of toxic dust. So how do you prevent that cloud from squeezing through microscopic leaks in the plastic barrier? The answer lies in 5 heavy-duty machines stationed inside the zone, all actively venting air out the windows. This floor plan illustrates negative air pressure. By pulling air out, these machines lower the pressure inside. Because outside pressure is higher, clean air aggressively pushes inward through microscopic gaps. This inward draft repels toxic particles, sucking them exclusively toward the exhaust. The physical plastic walls are only half of the equation. Active manipulation of air pressure locks microscopic fibers behind an invisible, fail-proof shield. Once the ceiling is down and the bulk of the material is bagged, the operation shifts to its final phase. Only then does the crew enter the newly exposed attic space. With the heavy danger already removed by gravity, they perform a pristine, surgical final vacuuming to eliminate any lingering traces of dust. It is a complete, holistic system. Physical barriers define the space, directional airflow traps the particles, gravity minimizes the danger of extraction. When hazardous materials are hiding inside residential walls, brute force demolition is a massive liability. Removing them safely requires a specialized team that knows how to engineer a secure, controlled environment to protect the surrounding family and neighborhood. For homeowners in the Saskatchewan area dealing with hidden hazards, Prairie Asbestos delivers exactly that level of rigorously engineered safety.